Have you ever wondered what your vintage Garbage Pail kids are selling for right now? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and today we're going to be talking GPK, the vintage 1980s cards of the gross, disgusting Garbage Pail Kids. Now, I have done a bunch of Garbage Pail Kids videos here on the channel. Some have even been featured on recent articles. I want to thank 973thedog.com for featuring one of my videos about the top 10 Garbage Pail Kids of all time. But before we get into this one, guys, I remind you, not only do I do comics, cards, toys, everything collectible here on the channel, so make sure you're subbed up. With that said, let's check out some of the hottest Garbage Pail Kids that sold on eBay over the past couple of months. So we're going to start off with a set. We had a first series complete PSA graded 88 card set that sold on August 20th of this year for a crazy $3,205 on 49 bids, of course with $25 shipping. Complete Series 1 sets graded by PSA. No matter what the grade, they usually do command a nice chunk of change. So let's talk some single cards. On September 7th of this year, we had a Dead Ted 5A sell at a PSA 9 for only $149.99. It just goes to show you guys, you don't have to go out and get PSA 10s to own these cards. PSA 9s definitely hold a lot of value. Hell, even PSA 8s on certain cards still go for a decent amount of money. Up next, we had another Series 1 card, a 1985 Bug Burt in a PSA 9, sell for only $91 on September 7th. Then, of course, the same day, we also had another PSA 9 of Bug Burt, sell for only $90. Again, another Series 1 card in a PSA 9 selling for under $100 twice on the same day. Let's stick with PSA 9s here and talk about a Series 1 Ray Decay 2B that sold on August 25th for $155.86. Again, if you're willing to spend around that $150 range for most of these Series 1 cards, you can get them for a steal PSA graded already. Let's check in on some PSA 8s right now. Here we have a Series 1 Potty Scotty that sold on September 7th for only $64.95 on one bid. So you can see in PSA 8s for Series 1 already graded, you're getting fantastic deals on some of these cards. Then, of course, on the same day, we had a Series 1 Drunk Ken in a PSA 8 sell for only $55 on one bid. For me personally, if I'm going to buy GPK right now, I'm going to stick to that 7, 8, or 9. If you can afford it, possibly even 10s. I will say this, I'm going to buy PSA graded cards because you have to think right here, the minimum it's going to cost you for one card to submit to PSA is going to be around $18. So you have to figure that into the price.
Mean! Woo! My God! Gene!
How about we check on a PSA 10 of a Series 2 card? Here we have a 1985 GPK Mad Max in a glossy PSA 10 that sold on September 2nd for only $206.25 on 43 bids. I always tell people this, if you're going to buy Series 2 cards, you probably want to get them in the highest grade possible. Series 1 and Series 2 is where most of the value is. Everything after that, I think you can get for pretty cheap. Then, of course, we had another Series 2 card, Shrunken Ed in a PSA 10, sell the same day, September 2nd, for only $202.50. We also had a PSA 10 sell for original Series 3 card, Snooty Sam number 110A, sell on August 31st for only $199. For a Series 3 card, I think you really want to stick to 9s and 10s because that's where most of the value is. Anything under that, you have to get for dirt cheap, in my opinion. On August 26th, we had a 1985 Series 1 glossy Slimy Sam 38A in a PSA 9 mint sell for only $103.50 in an auction. Again, around $100 for a PSA 9 of a Series 1 card seems like a really good deal to me. Then, of course, we had a more desired card, Bad Brad number 18B, sell on August 7th in a PSA 9 for only $72 on 14 bids. Then we had another Series 1 card in a PSA 9, Geeky Gary 10B, sell for only $68.55 on 27 bids on September 2nd. You're getting fantastic deals on PSA 9s right now on eBay for Series 1 cards. But let's talk about Series 3 a little bit. We had a very famous Alligator number 100A sell in a PSA 9 on September 2nd for under $20, $17.50 on only 15 bids. Then on September 7th, we had a Series 2 Brett Sweat 51B in a PSA 9 mint sell for way under ask for only $42. I'm going to stop here right now and remind you guys, if you have not checked out some of my other Garbage Pail Kids videos to see what some PSA 10s were going for not too long ago, do yourself a favor, go check them out, because these are some serious price drops we're seeing right now on eBay. Either that or some crazy steals. Next up this month, we had a 1985 Series 2 PSA 9 Matte Rat 66A sell for only $75 right at the asking price. I always get people asking me about their Garbage Pail Kids collection, and I always tell them, higher the grade, the better. But a lot of us out there didn't keep their cards in great condition when we were kids, so I'm always going to tell you guys this: if you're going to grade your cards and they are lower grade, you still can get some value out of them if they're really desirable cards. Let's check them out. We're going to start with a 1985 Series 2 Messy Tessie, and personally one of my favorite cards in the Garbage Pail Kids line. This one in a PSA 4 that only sold for $9.99. But then we also on September 6th had a 1985 Series 2 Live Mic in a PSA 8 sell for only $32, $8 off the ask. Then we had a Series 2 75B, a really common card, Zach Plaque in a glossy form in a PSA 8 sell on September 3rd for only $20. Think about this right here, guys. It cost $18 at least to grade to PSA. This one only costing $20 in a PSA 8 that's already graded. To me, that's a steal. And finally, we had a second series 1985 80B Tattoo Lou in a glossy form, but only in a PSA 6, sell for $31.96 on September 5th. Next up, we're going to talk about one of my favorite Garbage Pail Kids of all time. It is a 1985 Series 2 Schizo Fran 49B, this one in a glossy PSA 9 that sold on September 3rd for a whopping $290. The main thing about Schizofran is this: they actually stopped printing this card after a while because people were really offended by this card. They ended up changing it to Fran, I guess Frantic Fran. Regardless, this one, if you find it in near mint, goes for a lot more money than some of the other Series 2 cards. And the last card we're going to talk about today is another Series 2 card. It is 61B Peg Leg Peter in a glossy PSA 9 that sold on September 2nd for a whopping $100. I want to remind you that we have done Series 2 unwrappings here on the channel before, and I pulled a lot of these cards in really nice shape. So if you want to take that chance, there is a chance you might do well grading some of these cards. But I want to caution you guys right here that there is a giant risk in doing so, considering a lot of these cards were definitely miscut, and that does affect a big part of the grade according to PSA. Alright, so that's it for this GPK video, but I want to remind you guys this. I got a lot of emails from everyone out there in the community about their GPK cards, and in order to get PSA 9s or PSA 10s, they really have to be flawless. Anything under that, I mean, I've seen some PSA 2s that look crazy good, but they're 2s, and I can't understand why. So they really have to be in pristine condition. But with that said, if you have some of the more desirable cards, even in lower grade, they do hold value. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Commons Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.